I'm going to show you a quick and easy upgrade of a Phalaenopsis orchid that just makes it super elegant. And I'm using a Monaco vase. This is sort of the mid-size. And I have foam in there filled about 1.5 inches below the lip of the container so that I could then put these fiber sticks, maybe 2 on one side, just hugging the vase, and 1 on the other side, so that it gives you sort of a very upright vertical look, which I think is very elegant. If you're doing multiples of these, verticals look really fantastic. I'm going to take the Phalaenopsis orchid and take it out of its pot, and basically you have to just sort of squeeze onto the pot like this so that it lifts up all of the bark and the whole root ball. And I just sort of shake it, loosen it, and it's not, you don't have to be really careful because these roots are very strong, and so you just have to sort of shake it off. Sometimes it's made out of, actually some growers use little plastic chips, others use mosses. This one happened to use wood chips, but it comes off really quite clean. And in this setup, it's sitting on foam, which then you water so that it grows hydroponically onto the floor foam. The interesting thing about foam was that it's also used in little cubes and that for growing for starter plants. It's a material that's used in horticulture already, so it's really a good medium. We already know that. So after you get most of that chips off and clean, what you're going to do now is place it in between these sticks so that the foliage sort of fits in between like this, and you bring it down so that the roots fit into the top of that foam, and it sits just simply on top and allow a lot of the roots to just sort of sit up. And that's okay, because if you go and see how actually Phalaenopsis or any kind of orchids grow in its actual habitat, they really actually grow like in the crotch of the tree, not in the ground. They take the moisture from bark or off the tree itself, and they like air around its root. They don't like to be pot-bound in soil. That's why it's planted in bark, but this is exactly the environment that it likes. It likes that air. And so there's that just sitting above that foam. And so now I'm going to sort of release all the twist ties that the bamboo was tied with, and I'm going to just proceed to tie it with the number 18 gauge wire to the stick so that it gives it a more decorative look and then, again, a nice upgrade from the way it was presented before. And then to finish it off so that it has a little bit more dazzle, I'm going to take the water cubes. Now, water cubes is also another material that was brought into the horticultural world before it became a floricultural item, because it's really a soil moisturizer. Like it's a gel that holds moisture, but it's to it makes the soil retain moisture more when it's used as a top dressing. So basically that's what I'm using it for in this case, to give it that finish on the top that looks more exciting than just plain soil. And I think this kind of makes it very intriguing. It's like, what is that stuff? And it gives it a little bit more glitz. Now, if the pot were a little bit bigger than this, you can have more of this water cubes, and then you could even embed something like the lights in that, like the waterproof lights, so that it uplights this particular plant. But it looks really good done as a pair, as a companion, like this.